Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight into the market for May 13th, 2025, based on what Grok Trade reported today.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So a bit of a mixed picture, really. SP 500 was up, what, 0.66%? NASDAQ did even better, a strong 1.5% gain. And the Russell 2000, also positive, 0.37%.
But then you have the Dow.
Exactly. The Dow Jones actually finished down 0.64%.
So the overall bullish feel for the week is still there, kind of, but definitely seeing some differences between the indices.
Absolutely. And Grok Trade mentioned this rip and run dynamic playing out during the day. Can we break that down a bit? What does rip and run actually mean for someone trying to find an entry point?
Sure. So rip and run is basically when the market just takes off, like right from the open, a sharp move up, and it just keeps going, often with very shallow pullbacks, if any.
Sounds exciting, but maybe tricky to trade.
It can be, because Grok Trade's advice here about patience is really key. You see that big green candle, and the temptation is just to jump in, right?
Yeah.
FOMO kicks in.
Yeah, definitely felt that before.
But jumping in mid-rip often means you're getting well, not the best price. You might be buying near a short-term top. So the smarter play, like they suggest, is often to wait. Let the initial frenzy die down, look for a proper setup, maybe a consolidation or a small pullback to a support level.
So discipline over impulse, sticking to your plan even when the market's racing.
Exactly. Wait for your edge, not just chasing the price.
Okay, sticking with the Dow for a second. Grok Trade pointed out it was struggling right at its 200-day moving average. Why is that specific average, the 200-day, such a big deal?
The 200-day. Well, it's sort of a classic long-term trend indicator. Think of it as the average price over roughly the last trading year. So many institutions, big players, they watch it closely. It often acts as a significant support level when prices are above it, or resistance when prices are below it.
Like a line in the sand, almost.
Kinda, yeah. So when the Dow bumps up against it and can't quite push through, like today, it signals there's either some heavy selling pressure there, or maybe just not enough buyers willing to step up with conviction. It's definitely a key level to keep an eye on for the Dow's direction.
Got it. Now, let's talk about the big catalyst Grok Trade flag today, this temporary 90-day cut in U.S.-China tariffs. That seemed to really light a fire under the market.
Oh, absolutely. That was huge news. You have to remember, tariffs have been this sort of dark cloud, right? Contributing to inflation worries, supply chain issues, slowing growth concerns.
Yeah, all that uncertainty.
Exactly. So when you get news of a reduction, even a temporary one, the market breathes a sigh of relief. It's seen as a step back from the brink, easing those immediate pressures. Grok Trade also rightly points out that investors are still watching the upcoming economic data really closely.
Right. This tariff truce is good news, but it doesn't fix everything overnight.
Exactly. The market needs to see if the underlying economy is actually strong enough to sustain these higher levels. The data will be key to confirming if this optimism has legs beyond just the initial reaction.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Crypto and metals. Bitcoin had a decent day, up about 1.7%, and getting closer to that big $109,000 all-time high mark.
Yeah, Bitcoin's been showing some real strength lately.
And Grok Trade highlighted something interesting from a technical standpoint, that Bitcoin broke a downward resistance trend line about a month ago. And since then, it's up like 25%.
That trend line break was pretty significant. For a while before that, you could draw a line across the highs, and the price just kept hitting it and bouncing off. Sellers were in control below that line.
Okay.
When it finally broke through that line, especially if it happened with good volume, it was a signal that the dynamic might be shifting, that buyers were starting to take charge.
And the 25% rally afterwards kind of proves the point.
It certainly underscores how breaking those key technical levels can lead to pretty rapid, significant moves. So for traders, identifying those trend lines, watching for breaks, that can be a really valuable part of the toolkit for spotting potential shifts in momentum.
Good point. Now, what about gold and silver? They also saw gains today. GLD up 0.43%, SLV up 1%. Grok Trade mentioned they look like they're consolidating sideways, maybe forming bull flags.
Yeah, gold and silver are interesting right now.
Yeah.
After strong moves up earlier, they've been trading in a relatively tighter range lately. That's the sideways consolidation.
And the bull flag part.
So a bull flag, picture this.
Yeah.
You have a sharp move up, like a flying pole. Then the price consolidates, often drifting slightly downwards or sideways in a narrow channel that's the flag.
Okay, I can picture that.
It's generally considered a continuation pattern. The consolidation is like the market catching its breath, digesting the gains, before potentially making the next move up.
And Grok Trade thinks that next move could be explosive.
Well, that's the potential. They noted silver specifically is trading around its 50-day and 20-day moving averages, which can act as support during this consolidation. If the price then breaks up out of that flag pattern, it could trigger another strong rally, resuming the prior uptrend. That's the potential explosive breakout they're talking about. It's a classic pattern traders watch for.
Makes sense. So potential energy building up there.
Could be something to watch.
Now, Grok Trade also mentioned their mentorship program in the report. It's not market news itself, but it gives a bit of context maybe about their perspective, focused on technicals, setups, risk management.
Yeah, knowing they offer that kind of practical, hands-on coaching for active traders does frame their analysis a bit. It suggests their daily summaries are likely geared towards finding those specific, technically driven trading opportunities we've been discussing. Less about, say, long-term passive investing, more about active trading strategies.
Right, aimed at someone actively managing their trades.
Seems that way.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into today's market action.